And a very good evening to everybody. Nice of you to be here. Nice for you to be here at 9:30 at night. That's very committed of you all. Anyway, we've got, I hope you will agree, a feast of an evening for you this evening. We've got two lots of acts, or two acts. And first of all, we have Ian and Michelle Wright, and then after we've got Warwick. What we didn't know, we were chatting earlier on in the studio. What about that? I fancy I'd having on this virtual studio. And these people have got lots of friends in common, so we had a good old chat. Anyway, let's get started straight away with Ian and Michelle. Hello. And a very good evening to the two again. That was a bit unusual, wasn't it? There we were just chatting about everything and anything, and the next thing you're saying, do you know so-and-so, so-and-so? And away you went. We didn't have to do anything.
It's a really small world, isn't it?
It's a very small world. Okay, for those that don't know and haven't been here before, the music is recorded. We do that so that we make sure that it's really good, and it is really good tonight. You have the opportunity, and I hope very much that you'll use it, to use the comments section. It's down the right-hand side of your screen. The format is all pretty relaxed. It's sort of 9:30 at night till 10:30 at night, weekday stuff. And pour yourself a drink, have a listen to the music, listen to us NASA. What we try and do is get not just the music, but the people too. And we now calling these events Tuesday Folk People, and people is as much as what it's about as the music is. All right, so again, welcome Ian and Michelle. And I think what we'll do, if we may, is go straight into a song, and then we'll come back and have a little chat about who and what, and as much as we can find out about you. So, Paul, if we can start with our first song.
'Twas on one bright March morning, as I crossed over the moss, I little thought of listing till the soldiers did me cross, and the company enticed me to drink their health all round, and the bounty they gave me 5 guineas for the crown. Me head was full of drink, love, and I didn't think of you. But now I'm forced to go and join the orange and the blue, and our ship she waits at anchor to take the flowing tide, but our return love in the springtime, when I'll make you me bride. So early the next morning, before the break of day, the captain gave his orders, while my love marched away. In all your rank and file, boys, all on your native shore, fare thee well, love, fare thee well, love, fare thee well, love, You're the lad that I adore. But I hope you never prosper. I hope you always fail at everything you venture. Why, I hope you ne'er do well in the very ground you walk upon. May the grass refuse to grow since you've been there, since you've been there. The very cause of me sorrow, grief and woe. Well, it's true my love is listed, and he wears the blue cockade. He is a handsome young man, likewise a roving blade. Oh, he is a handsome young man, and he's gone to serve the king. While my very heart is aching, oh, for the love of him. Ooh, ooh.
All you get is my applause, I'm afraid, but
Thank you.
I can assure you there'll be a lot more
Thank you,
going
old
on.
fan.
Thank you. That was a beautiful rendition. Is that Show of Hands? I think I've heard do that, haven't I?
Well, that was the influence, yeah. Show
Yeah.
It's obviously a traditional song.
Yeah.
Traditional song.
And actually, I've only just discovered what a blue cockade is. And was it not what they used? They stuck them on their hats, didn't they? To when all of the uniforms were all muddled up and different, to know who was on whose side. They wore ribbons on their bonnets, didn't they, and hats, and blue was one lot and white was another.
Yes, to mark their regiment, yeah.
Yeah. What was interesting is that there's also a version of this called the white cockade, isn't there?
There is,
Yeah.
and that's quite similar, I think. But the last version I heard someone sing, that was on a Zoom just recently. The woman wasn't quite so angry with her young man. She was a bit more forgiving. So we do the nasty version.
So let's know a little bit more about you. You're Suffolk based and have
we are
been.
Yeah, we are again now, yeah.
Yeah, I gather that you've been rushing around 6 days to sell your house or something, but we won't dwell on that. Anyway, it's as singing and songwriting you've been at for some time together.
Yeah. Music has been sort of a big part of our lives. We met through music, and ever since then, our friends tend to be musicians, and they're scattered all over. So, if we ever travel any part of the country, we've all some we can always pop in and see, and that's a great fallout from that, you know. But yeah.
Songwriting's a more recent thing, though. I mean, we've sung together from more or less the minute we met, but which was more than 30 years ago. But the songwriting we only really started doing that about
4 or 5 years ago.
6 probably. You know how time flies. Yeah, but not long with the songwriting.
But that's when basically, since we moved to Lincolnshire, which was where we just moved from, that's where we've done our recent material. Yeah.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We will have another song, and then perhaps we could talk a little about how the songwriting works, who leads what, how it all happens. Let's have another song first.
Okay. They said, let's walk down to the Witham's edge, carrying their gifts through the rushes, reeds and sedge. Bronze and gold they left me, nestling in my bed. Swords and shields as tokens of their awe and of their dread. They said, let's go down to the Witham's sides. She will show us all where nature's bounty hides. In my crystal waters, crescent sorrel green, waterfowl and crayfish, perch and silver bream. I am sacred, I am holy, spring and brook and river. I am older than the land, life taker and life giver. Constantly I change, and constant yet I be. I rise in the west, flow by the limestone crust into the sea, the great eastern sea. They said, let's go down to the Witham's bank, a raft of plastic dross and a slowly rusting tank. The wreckage of their lives sinks into my silt, algal blooms and floating fish, all evidence their guilt. I am sacred, I am holy, spring and brook and river. I am older than the land, life taker and life giver. And constantly I change, and constant yet I be. I rise in the west, flow by limestone crest into the sea, the great eastern sea. Soon they'll say we can't go down to the Witham shore. It isn't safe to wander near her waters anymore. Waste and sewage we have poured, debris we have tossed into Witham's waters, no thought of what we've lost. I am sacred, I am holy, spring and brook and river. I am older than the land, life taker and life giver. And constantly I change, and constant yet I be. I rise in the west, flow by limestone crest, I bleed into the sea, the great eastern sea, the great eastern sea.
Lovely, thank you. That was one of yours, I'm guessing?
Yes, it was. Yeah, that one came about because the River Witham ran about 300 yards or so from our house where we used to live in Lincolnshire. A lovely river, but unfortunately it has fairly poor cleanliness ratings at the moment. It's got quite a lot of agrochemicals going into it and all sorts going on. Though during lockdown, there have been several people out with canoes clearing the litter, which has been great.
Oh, brilliant.
But yes, that was just a story of the history of the river, really, and how humanity's attitude to it has changed, rather, shall we say, over the centuries.
Just a general reflection, really, on pollution, really.
Yeah,
as it is.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting how folk singing is beginning to come, well, or maybe it's just my imagination, but I sort of feel that there's a bit more protest around folk singing that's being written now than there might have been a few years back. Whereas if you go back, 50 years, and it was a lot of protest, wasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it seems to be coming back a little bit. I do hope so, because I think it makes such a difference.
We always try and include at least one in any set that we do.
Yeah, great. Good for you. Stand up and be planted. And how then would you set about writing that? Would that, is there does one of you do one bit and one of you do the other, or is it collaboration from start to finish, or how does it work?
It varies a little from song to song, but in general, I do the splurge of the lyrics. I do the research. Often we'll talk together about an idea, and then I'll do the splurge, write the words, and then Ian will read them and he'll go, how do you expect me to put a tune to that?
That's not right.
We can be honest with each other because we're married to each other. And I think that's what makes it work, really, I think.
So yes, and then he mostly does the tune, the melody side of things, but sometimes I'll have a bit of input on that, and sometimes just sort of depends really.
Some of the songs that we've written, Michelle has done lots and lots of research, and she's written down a song that would be about 30 minutes long, and then the process of just shrinking it down. Well, you know what I mean? You get all the information, and the research is crucial, you know. But we're talking about we're singing about like the song for Lincolnshire. If we're there's a competition in Lincolnshire that we've written for, and it's a challenge every year to write a song about Lincolnshire. So if you're writing about something that happened in the war, and you've got to get your facts right, so the research has to be but part of it. Yeah,
but the song can only be 4 minutes long, so it's good because it makes you actually try and crystallize your ideas down.
Yeah,
make it a good short crisp length, really. Yeah.
Right, we'll come back to those songwriting skills when we've had another one, which I think is also another one of yours. This Love Will Carry.
Oh no, that's a Doogie McLean one. That's
Doogie. Beg your pardon. Right, glad I asked.
We'd love
It's a thin line that leads us and keeps a man from shame, and dark clouds quickly gather along the way he came. There's fear out on the mountain and death out on the plain. There's heartbreak and heartache in the shadow of the flame. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. The strongest web will tangle, the sweetest bloom will fall, and somewhere in the distance we try and catch it all. Success lasts for a moment, failure's always near. And you look down at your blistered hands as turns another year. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. These days are golden, they must not waste away. Our time is like that flower, and soon it will decay. And though by storms we're weakened, and uncertainty is sure, like the coming of the dawn, it's ours forevermore. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Let me read out a few comments here, which are piling up now. This is from Jan Ramsey, and great as ever to hear you both. Like Steve, we'll come on to Steve in a minute. We've just driven down the ether way from Newcastle to check in and not miss you. Maddie Leedham, beautiful voices. Steve Evans, Ian and Michelle, flown in from Newcastle, didn't want to miss you. Wonderful, you two from Warwick. Kathleen, Carl, hello. Annie Brown, hello. Everyone, and picture, beautiful song. A name I can't pronounce, sorry about that. Hello. What a lovely sound, beautiful singing and song. Applause, applause. The whistle added immensely. What a great start. Hi, Sally Ann. So there you go. That's,
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
they like it.
That's good.
great. Makes us feel a bit better.
Okay, so a musical family, I think. And your daughter is a musician. Have I got that right?
Yeah, well, yes. Well, all of the children, they're all grown up now, but yes, all of them do music and love music. Our elder daughter is a music teacher. She was semi-pro for a while. She's great. She's a caller for a Cambridgeshire Ceilidh band, Stumpy Oak.
Right. And so is that the connection I've made with Catherine Tickell?
Yes, she played with her for a bit. She played with Bill Jones. I don't know if you remember Bill Jones.
No, I don't. But
No, she played with her, well, with Miranda Sykes as well. And then our younger daughter, she likes to play, but she's quite busy with our grandson at the moment, so we can't get to do that. And our son also did a lot of music. So yeah.
No.
Four things.
House full of music when they're all together.
Yeah.
And,
but lovely.
Yeah. Do you mind if we just wind back a little bit to the songwriting? Because Ian, you'll make a big contribution to this, I'm sure. And yours would be perhaps the music, would it?
Oh, pretty much. That's yeah, music. Yeah, the tune. Get the tune.
Get the tune. Yeah.
Get the tune.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes I think when you read words, a tune just appears, and if that doesn't happen, then it's hard work. Sometimes it will just jump out at you, and it's almost like Michelle wrote the tune without realizing it. You know, it's kind of strange, but yeah. So it's easy when it just jumps out at you, but sometimes it can be really hard.
Well, I think you know that motivation, that impetus to do it, and when it's done. And I'm no songwriter. I try every now and again, and I can never do anything like you do. But even whatever level you reach, it's hugely rewarding, isn't it, to do something which kind of gets you out of yourself. There's a truth, isn't there, about writing experiences down and setting them to music, which is really, I don't know, I think allows people to explore you, I suppose, is what I really mean, in the
Yeah,
poetry, the words,
yeah.
and the music.
Yeah, I think it is. It's important for us because I suppose it's the kind of creativity we both most enjoy.
Mm.
And it depends on the sort of song we're writing, really. Sometimes if it's a personal song, it can be more difficult in that you want it to be so right. If it's a personal song, it's like at the moment one we're working on is one I wrote for my mum, and that's really hard, isn't it, to get the tune right. The words are there, but the tune is hard. It's hard sometimes because you want it to be right, don't you?
Yeah. So if Michelle's written a song about a subject, so we did a song about the peace farm, didn't we?
Yeah.
We haven't sung that tonight, but it's a really touching song. It's about the peace farm in Lincolnshire, and when Michelle wrote the song, we sung it out, and so many people connected to that song because it was about an area in Lincolnshire, about the RAF base, and everyone could relate. And so many people come out of the woodwork and talked about that and had a story about it. And also they knew so many facts, and that was when Michelle's research came in really handy because she didn't get anything wrong, fortunately. But if she had it done, they'd have.
Official secrets.
So it's quite. So if you're writing songs personally about yourself and love and war and you know, it's okay because it's. But if you're writing about other people, there's a pressure.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
That song was nice in that it was probably the one song we've written which more than any other people in the most times we played it, someone from the audience would come up and say, do you know what? They made really good cheese at that farm, or just something like that. You know, someone would have a random fact that they knew about the farm, which we hadn't heard before. And we actually got to meet the last remaining resident, I suppose, of the farm.
Yeah.
He's 100 years old now, bless him.
One. And do you know, you'd never have this conversation about an Oasis concert, would you?
Maybe not.
No, man.
Maybe not. I think songs are really for telling stories. I think that's why we like to tell stories. And we probably don't do a lot of angsty stuff. I don't know if Oasis do angsty stuff, but sorry, Oasis.
Well, what you do, we've loved. Do you want to say something nice about Tom Lane and the 600 Whiskies Unplugged before we have your final number?
We'd love to, actually, because it's been very hard leaving Lincolnshire. We were there for about 8 years. We made lots of very good friends there, especially musical friends. And he was one of the first people we met at the session called the 600 Whiskies, which is at a pub called the George in Leadenham. It's on hold at the moment, obviously. But he is such a stalwart of the folk world in Lincolnshire, really. I mean, he is an amazing man. And he organises the Leadenham Day of Music, folk and dance, folk music, dance and song and all of that. Mm-hmm. He was the original instigator, along with a lady called Danny, of the BBC Song for Lincolnshire, which, well, now it's BBC, it wasn't then. You know, he's done an awful lot to protect and preserve the music of Lincolnshire, and to add to it, because there must be thousands of songs now written about Lincolnshire by the people living in Lincolnshire.
And he's made people like us feel very comfortable about our music and support us.
Absolutely has,
and that's been really great. And just as you are now.
And he got us writing songs, didn't he? Which we didn't do before. So, yeah.
And there's him and many like him. And I think it's worth taking a second to reflect on all those people that kept this genre going through these funny old times. And, you know, you've mentioned his name and others have. And as you say, a real stalwart. I was trying to, Paul's just sent me a link to the Facebook comments. There's lots on Facebook. So I clicked on it, only to lose everything. I completely panicked. I'm now back. I have no idea what's on Facebook. Sorry about that. I can tell you a few that are on YouTube, which lovely singers, great songs. Hello from Philippa, not far away. Great to see and hear you, with a famed light show going on behind you. Lovely set of songs and backdrop too. Lovely harmonies. Really enjoying this set. Great as ever to hear you. Blah 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 blah. They love it. So look, can I say thank you very, very much? We're going to finish off with Autumn Leaves, which I've heard. Those of you who haven't heard them do it yet are in for a treat. And you have made a real impression on our first half. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. The falling leaves drip by my window. The falling leaves are red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburnt hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long. Soon I'll hear old winter song, but I'll miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, since you went away, the days grow long. Soon I'll hear old winter song, but I'll miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, but I'll miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall.
That was lovely. Okay, well, onwards, upwards, and Warwick Jones we have next. Let's have Warwick straight in if we can. There he is.
Yeah. All right, Tom. Wasn't that brilliant, eh? Cool.
Yeah.
Follow that. Oof.
As you are. You'll do that man of your caliber, no problem at all. You'll be sailing through. Well, I know your strength of character. We've had the opportunity for a discussion, and we've shared Monet's Water Lilies, and the fact that it's okay for men to burst into tears. So we know each other well. Let's have,
That was a private conversation.
oh yeah, you fell for that as well, did you? Let's have a song.
Sitting on the beach here, looking out to sea. The tide waves back and forth to me. Sitting on the beach here, I can clearly see. The tide is life-giving and transforming. Forming the sands of time that are shaping me, shaping me. Sitting on the beach here, looking further out to sea. My life swells and upwells, appear in front of me. Sitting on a beach here, I now understand how life ebbs and flows like tides at sea, endlessly. Forming the sands of time that are shaping me, endlessly. Forming the sands of time that are shaping me, shaping me. Sitting on a beach here, looking out to sea. The tide waves back and forth to me. Sitting on the beach here, looking out to sea. The tide waves back and forth to me. Sitting on the beach here, looking out to sea. Looking out back and forth to me. Back and forth to sitting on the beach here, looking out to sea. The sideways back and forth to me. Sitting on the beach here, looking out to sea. Sideways back and forth to me.
Lovely. Really nice.
Cheated a bit there, mixing in a bit of the two Warwicks on harmony vocals and Terry
I was
Smith.
going to ask you about that because a lot of people have worked hard, as you clearly have, getting the right kit to make the most of the funny circumstances that we're performing in. Could you tell us just a little about what you've got and without going into great amounts of detail, why and what you ended up with?
Well, that thing you could see behind me, not here, but on the is a Tascam 24-track recorder. I know the kids use computers now, but that's got real knobs and sliders on, and you can mess with it, as it were. I think it's a very good songwriting tool as well for someone who, if you work on your own, which I mostly am now, if you get an idea, you can put it down and then you could try a harmony and then try another bit. And it's very useful.
No, it's definitely making a difference.
So, apologies for cheating, but I think we had to get Terry Smith's guitar part in there. Can I tell you about how that song came about?
Go on, do, yeah.
I had the privilege of playing with Terry Smith and Lynn Wykes in a trio we call Waterline, Warwick, Terry and Lynn. That name was made up by one of your poetry members, Kay Hathaway. So well done, Kay. And Terry and I used to have a play together, and we'd meet up and we'd basically have a plate of sarnies and a large pot of tea and put the world to rights for about half an hour. But one day he turned up and he straight away said, "Stop playing this." And he shouted the chords out to that. So I started doing them. Then he did the and then, because I'm playing in Dadgad, a tune showed itself basically. And there was a set of my mates, Charlie's lyrics, just happened to be next to us. And it all came together, 20 minutes, half an hour, the whole thing done. I wish they were all like that. I had to say that.
This is the stuff folklore's made of, isn't it? You hear of these things happening. It never ever happens to me, I can assure you. Let's have another of yours. Garden, I think, is another one written by you.
Yes, this is the tune came first on this, and I'd found an old glass marble in when I was digging me runner beans, and I realised, well, this must have been a kid's, God knows how long ago, and so that gave me the idea for the lyric. And then when I realised it was a garden song, it just wrote itself basically. The blackbirds helped, as you will hear. Found an old glass marble in my row of runner beans. Well, once upon a time, maybe a child played his dreams. Could be 50 years ago, might be 70 or more. Is that game still going on? Are you still keeping score? And digging further down, might see Boudicca's gold crown, where carrot and beetroot and parsnip now grow. We were chosen by this place, and we keep it going on. Space for all the birds, free and wild, everyone. Sing the blues when you're getting all you need. I'm okay. When we're in the garden and we're setting out our seed, come what may. The pheasant on our fence sees his ladies on the lawn, picking at the corn. Sparrows throw to the floor. The blackbird greet the frosty morning and whistle through the rain. Sing the sun good night, so it goes round again.
I love the idea of the marble.
Yeah, it's really true. I've got it in the shed still. You know,
It can take you anywhere, can't it? You pick a marble up out of the earth, and where did it get? How did it get there? How long has it been there? Who had it before?
Someone might have thrown her over the fence the week before, but I don't think so.
Yeah, but even that's got a story, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We talked when we chatted a few days ago in preparation for this about the same subject as I was talking to Ian and Michelle about, just the creativity that goes into songwriting. And I think we came up, and I have a sneaking suspicion that it was your idea. We ended up talking about it, which was imposter syndrome, that you managed to slip into how you can be creative in songwriting. Let's have a little explore, shall we, of what imposter syndrome means to you.
Well, in some ways, it's a negative thing. At times, you're especially when I was watching then and listening to the others earlier on, thinking, you know, what am I doing here? This isn't me. I'm not good enough to do this sort of thing. So it's
rubbish, by the way, but never mind. Carry on. Rubbish, but carry on.
Fear, and you know. So in a sense, that drives you on. Well, I better do something, sort of thing. You know. So there's a bit of that about it. That's what it means to me. Mm. What did it mean to you when you were doing it then?
To me, I think you can get away with an awful lot of self-examination in a song. You don't necessarily have to define who it is you're singing about, but it can absolutely be you if you want it to be. So very therapeutic, I think.
When it focuses, like I wrote a song about the tenements I grew up in Liverpool called the Top of Mount Pleasant, and Ian and Michelle earlier on were talking about when it's about something so close to you, you've really got to get it right. And that had to be right. I knew I'd got it right because the first few times I tried to sing it through, I couldn't without crying, basically. And I thought, that's it. That'll do. Yeah. That's it for me, I think.
So there we are. We're back to Grown Men Can Cry. That's great. We like that.
And the next one certainly used to. Yeah, I couldn't get through that.
I'm going to tell you, Kay sent you a message. You talked about Kay. She said the marble turned into a gem.
Well done, Kay. What a poet she is, eh?
She is. That's true.
Can I borrow that one, Kay? Thank you.
Okay, so let us listen carefully to the words, folks, because I am interested to see what everybody makes of this. Long Shot is the next song that we've got.
A song for our times. About never giving up. It was a pretty good game today. We could have won by 2 or 3, and all of the lads were there, even cousins Joe and Steve, and old Bob sitting on the end. What a foul mouth that man's got. When we missed the goal from the penalty spot, I swear he was gonna get shot. Oh, thanks for my half-time pie. Cousin Joe said thanks for his scone. I didn't have a go at the half-time draw. Well, the odds are 10,000 to 1. And old Bob sitting on the end puts the fivers on each week. When I asked him what the heck he did it for, he said, son, one day you'll see. Take a long shot. If that's all there is, put it in a very safe place where your doubt can't get to it. And when you're certain all hope is gone, a long shot is better than none. was a shocker of a game today. Well, the lads, they huffed and puffed, but 3-0 down by the half-time break. I knew we were gonna get stuffed. Old Bob stuck it out till the end. Then we nicked 2 quick goals in. And when the keeper ran out to the halfway line, well, you should have heard Bobby sing, take a long shot. If that's all there is, put it in a very safe place where your doubt can't get to it. And when you're certain all hope is gone, a long shot is better than none. A quiet old game today. We haven't seen Bob for a month, and everybody knows that he's not coming back. But his seat's still never been touched. And Joe said he'd heard the worst, that he'd finally popped his socks. But I reckon the sod won his half-time draw. Now he's sitting in the corporate box. He took his long shot. He took his long shot. It was a critical game today. Well, we got beat 7-0. And if there was a prize for the best stone goal, well, I think we'd be in with a shout. And Joe's as miserable as sin, and Steve said he's got it too, 'cause there's sod all chance we can stay up now. I said any old chance will do. Take a long shot. If that's all there is, put it in a very safe place where your doubt can't get to it. And when you're certain all hope is gone, a long shot is better than none. When you're certain all hope is gone, a long shot is better than.
Really tingly stuff.
That was written by Stu and Debbie Hanna, otherwise known as Megson, by the way. Just a lovely song.
Well, Jock says accomplished guitar. I agree with that. And beautifully sung. We've got messages. The boys got talent. We've got great songwriting skills. We've got loved that one, and so it goes on. We'll have a catch up right at the end. It's really nice actually to see all this lovely lot coming through there. And
drained me listening to that again. Actually,
sorry,
it's drained me listening to, because I I still feel that for the first time I heard it. It's got it really. I wish I could have written that one.
Do you know? I was just thinking that one of the things I'm going to do when I look back on YouTube and on Facebook Live, I'll do it on YouTube, but this is one I'm going to head for, because it is a remarkable song, isn't it?
Getcha.
Yeah.
gone quiet now.
Yeah, I think we're all sort of slightly knocked sideways by that. Meaningful, says Raven.
Mm.
There you go, which it was. Right.
By the way, the chap who said The Boy's Got Talent, that's his pseudonym. He's got several, but that's from my mate Charlie Williams, who wrote the lyric to Sitting on a Beach. So he's watching.
Well, we doesn't. I suppose we're talking about collaborations actually there for a moment, aren't we? How well they work. All of a sudden you put your finger on an aspect of folk music which is about fellowship, isn't it? It's about people getting together and collaborating.
Yeah.
And here he is watching you tonight, and isn't that nice?
Yeah. I'll probably have to, well, I would have to buy him a pint, but he's given up. But I'll buy him a coffee. That's what I'll do. Is that what we agreed, Chaz? Right.
Let us hear, but don't go away. Paul, don't let him go away. We'll hear the last song, Key to the Highway. This is something a bit different.
I've got the key to the highway. I'm built up and bound to go. I'm gonna leave this town running, walking much too slow. I'm going back to the border, where I'm better known. You ain't done nothing but drive a good man from home. Now when the moon peeps over the mountain, you know I'll be on my way. I'm gonna walk this old highway till the break of day. Give me one more kiss, baby. Yes, before I go. I'll leave you this time, honey. I won't be back no more. So long, goodbye. I had to say goodbye. I'm gonna walk this old highway till the day I die.
Well done. That was
He's
cool. Something different. So let me just read out a few more of these things. You owned it. Wow, brilliant. The boy says they up.
That's nice.
What a fab hour. Another great set. Original stuff from Warwick. Beautiful songs. What can you say? Hang on, I've got another list here. One's Facebook, one's the other one. Sounding excellent. Another one, the boy is doing really well. So there you go. Can't ask for more than that. You've given us, and Ian and Michelle as well, a great evening. I'm just going to make a little plug, and I think you'll probably join me with this, Warwick, because if the Kingston Festival gets going again, I think we've got a bit of a thank you for the Fried Pirates, haven't we? Because I think they got you there, and they certainly got the old one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They used to run the session in the gin trap, which I believe is one of your old boozers.
It certainly is. It's one of the most painful ones. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Oh, sorry about that.
And I was a child and did silly things.
He got Adrian got Terry and Lynn and I on the Folk in the Town Festival in 2016. Yeah. We had a great old time. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
No, they do a great job there. Okay, well, we hope we will see you there. If not, the Hempton Bell or one of them. You can tell those of you who aren't from Norfolk that Warwick and I both are. So we'll, I'm sure, have our paths crossing. Everybody, thank you so much for a smashing evening. Thank you for turning out. It wouldn't be much of an evening if nobody came, and people have, and there's lovely comments, and they're still coming in. Help, great night, sounding excellent, etc., etc., etc. Thank you so much, everybody, and Warwick, lovely to see you again, and we will catch up soon, I'm sure.
Thanks to everyone at Home Stage. Well done, lads and lasses.